voiced by women.
And that's okay when they do it good.
Yeah,
but when you do it bad, when I am questioning the gender.
So Frieza, you're basically saying Frieza was bad. Okay, I think the American version of Frieza was worse than the whatchamacallit version just because I hadn't watched Yu Yu Hakusho yet, and I was like, is that a man or a really, really smoke deteriorated voice of a woman? Like, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't distinguish it. And when I heard it in Japanese, I was like, yes, this fucking makes sense. And then in anime, I mean in American version, I was like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know what to do. My brain's all bemused.
This requires
bemused. That's an actual word. It is.
I know it is, but I'm just saying, I didn't know it was a word.
Bemused.
Good word.
Even in Dragon Ball Z, I could tell that was a dude. It was. I could tell. I could tell. I don't give a damn. I could tell it was a dude. It was. I don't give a damn how high pitched his voice was when he was going Super Saiyan. I don't give a fuck. I could tell that was dude, but Frieza was like, Frieza in American version was like, what? I was like, what the fuck? Nicki Minaj?
It's tough for me because almost always I prefer the original Japanese dub. That's what the voice flaps are made for.
It is. It is.
Yeah, so
then you got that.
That happens on.
Hungry. Very.
That happens on the Shura's Wrath. Actually, it happens in games too. It happens in games too.
Yeah.
And after.
Question for the group. Who are you again?
Stranger Danger. Yeah.
So good to have you back.
All right, so
It's been so long.
It's been forever.
Yes.
I'm happy to be back.
Are you still watching anime?
I am.
Oh.
I am.
Praise Eureka.
Darn. Like I almost will always prefer the original uncensored version of anything.
Yeah.
Like
uncut.
Yes, it's like whatever the original is. Like I can name some English dubs that did really good.
Cowboy Bebop.
Yes.
Yu Yu Hakusho.
One in particular I would say was what's the name? Soul Eater. Soul Eater did a lot better for the English dub than I would have thought. Like I almost wanted to watch it all over again. That's how good they did.
Really?
You know what loses it for me when in between Japanese sub and American dub is the yell.
Yeah.
The anime yell, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. That will kill or make an anime. If you got a guy going. And then you got a guy going. It's just not. It goes from epic to rape. But you know what I'm saying? It just doesn't. It doesn't do it for him. It doesn't do it for him.
It's a little different though. Sometimes, you know, like Dragon Ball Z is a good one. And then there's a few other ones where it's like the American version. Like the Gale sounds like somebody's getting raped or somebody's raping somebody.
I feel like they help him out with the anime.
Or if it's a chick or something, she's like,
see, in the Japanese version,
she's
always
being
sounds
serious. She's like doing some super move, but it sounds like she's in the studio getting raped.
It always sounds like that in Japanese.
I'm like, wow.
And her voice is just so
Is
light.
that a goat?
It is a goat.
Yes, it's a goat.
Hey! Oh, awesome, my friend.
Nice goat.
So well tamed.
It's an anime goat. I like that plan.
You gotta keep your horns. Good. Bad.
Mom,
So,
Dad,
I want to go.
this is Billy.
It's such a, yeah, I don't know, it's a toughie. It's a toughie. I'm kind of with Torrance on this one. I like the sub version. Plus it helps me out, you know, because I'm going overseas around yonder way, Japan and stuff like that. You know, you sit there, you watch enough anime, reading subtitles, it gets to the point you're like, you days off, those off, it's like, yeah, so I'm trying to go get this pizza and stuff. I'm like, nobody's speaking English.
No one.
I just understood that.
It happens.
Yes.
It happens.
I'll go ahead and throw it out there. I honestly wanted to learn Japanese just so I wouldn't have to read it anymore.
I feel it.
I mean, in my journeys to try to learn it. You know what? I got Rosetta Stone. I watched some YouTube videos. I found this one in particular video is like, yeah, you really shouldn't learn it if you just like anime.
It's a language, guys.
Yeah, it is hard. Learning a language is not easy. I wish somebody would have told me that.
It's a language.
I pretty much look at the whole picture. Like for me in particular, I don't look at just, okay, this character was horrible in the American dub, but in the English version, but the Japanese version was a lot better. No, I look at the whole fracking show. Like for me, what made I think probably one of the best jobs done in the American dub was Yu Yu Hakusho. That was one of the best ones. For me, each voice pretty much fit the character, especially Kuwabara and Yusuke, which are pretty much the main ones you saw throughout the whole show anyway. But and the fact that they had pretty much Frieza's voice be with Genkai really didn't fit her because, like folks said, it pretty much was an old smoker's voice. So for me, that to me, the Yu Yu Hakusho was probably the best anime dub that was done. Definitely, now the worst one, gotta be One Piece. Like it was crazy because for me personally, it took me a long time to even look at One Piece. I didn't even like it at first because like when it first came out when I was in high school, you know, my friends was all like, yo, yo, watch this show about this guy putting a sword in his nose. Why? So it's like, so then I was like, all right, so then it finally came on TV. It was a Cartoon Network lineup. And I was like, all right, let me actually watch that episode because I always try to give a show at least one episode chance. And I'm watching it, it's like, all right, this is pretty good, you know. And it was during the Crocodile series, epic series by the way. And I was like, all right, this show's pretty good, you know. I'm saying the fighting's pretty nice. I'll watch more of it. And I'm watching it in English, by the way. So I'm watching it in English. So then it gets to the point, of course, where it's like, okay, rewind phase. Back to episode 1, I was like, you know what, frack this. I'm gonna go and watch the Japanese now. Watch Japanese, and I was pissed. Because I'm like, right, like I wasted so much time.
I can help you with that. I can help you with that. Now the reason why the voices were so goofy and it was censored so terribly, it was because it was a 4Kids something. I forget what they are, but they kind of
4Kids TV. Yeah,
like they brought it over here and pretty much tried to make it like Yu-Gi-Oh. And we all know Yu-Gi-Oh was it could have been better, honestly. Yu-Gi-Oh could have been good.
Storyline wise, I liked it. Though.
Yes.
Storyline wise, I liked
the original one.
Yu-Gi-Oh had a good story.
Yeah. Production wise,
friendship with markers.
Yeah. They went pretty far. Yeah. And if you would have watched the 0 season of Yu-Gi-Oh, it was they went pretty far. But yeah, 4Kids got a hold of One Piece and yeah, pretty much.
Raped it like Pokemon.
But it's like sometime down the line, I think when they got to like the Sky, yeah, and it switched over, I was like, wow, these voices are actually tolerable. And I was like, okay, but they did better. I still not a One Piece person.
Another bad one, Bleach in English sucks. It's horrible. Hate it. I don't like it. Ichigo Kurosaki, I will defeat you. Oh no. Who are you?
I'll just say this, because I watched Bleach first in English, and I didn't notice anything until I watched in Japanese. Because then I went back to English and I was like, ooh.
It sucks.
It sucks. Insight tip from someone who went to Animazement. Better go back. I talked to actually some of the voice actors that was there, and basically, a lot of questions came up about why the dubs are so horrible, and a lot of them basically said, point blank period, we have bosses. We don't, because most of them actually watch the shows that they voice act because they have to. It's their lines, their work pretty much. You know, their character. So a lot of times they have ideas that's like, or the actual producer have ideas, and then someone above them will be like, no, we're gonna do it this way. And it's just the way it goes. But a lot of them, of course, are fans of the show as well, and they actually watch it, and they actually want to do a lot more in the American version to make it better, more presentable. Like, for instance, now I don't think I ever got to watch it in English, but from what I heard, Dead Man Wonderland English was done beautifully. From what I've heard, I haven't seen it yet, but from what I heard, Dead Man Wonderland was done beautifully in English. And to this day, to me, Dead Man Wonderland was the best thing that's happened since Death Note. So if they done a good job on that in English, you know what I'm saying? Then that's at least to me that says they're making progress on trying to actually maintain those core things that happen from Japanese and bring it over to America, rather than trying to make it like basically like trying to make it their own, just English shit. You know what I'm saying? Just put it in English.
I mean, you can't though. I mean, you have like different things that, like you said, hinders the actual creative value or it hinders the creative juices of the actual voice actor. You know what I'm saying? I mean, to me, if I was as I watch anime, as I continue and I go back and watch different things, like I want to say some of the older anime as far as movies are done way better than a continuing series, just because, you know, it's a fucking movie.
There's pretty much only one series I can say I would never watch in Japanese, and that's Rurouni Kenshin. I can't watch Rurouni Kenshin in Japanese. It has to be English. Because Japanese, it's the first time I heard Japanese voice of Kenshin, I was done. Like, no, turn off. Can't be that. But just in general, general rule of thumb, of course, the original Japanese voices are going to be better than the English. But it's not just the dialogue. It's like you were saying about the screaming.
Yeah.
The emotions.
Yes.
Certain emotional beats are only going to be hit properly in Japanese.
Yes, this is true.
Like, because sometimes you'll hear an English version like, oh no.
No, I feel like they help him out with the echo.
In Japanese, like you're getting the raw, emotion that the writer of the series meant for it to take. So it's like you're getting the raw emotion.
Now there's one thing I can say to the contrary of that. Alright, we all know, I'm gonna do this minus spoiler, we all know who passed away in Full Metal, right?
Don't tell me because I haven't seen it.
Okay, just, alright. I'm gonna approach it the proper way. Spoilerless. But there was a funeral scene. And in the Japanese dub, like the funeral, it was heartfelt, but it was different. It was stronger when it was in my native tongue. I was hurt even more.
Why was that?
I don't know. It's just.
Is it because you could understand the words?
That helped. I don't have some prophetic reason of why. It's just like, you know, I could have had my eyes closed and that scene would have still hurt me. That's how like Full Metal, they did a good job on. I feel they did a good job on dub.
They did an outstanding job.
If you want to feel something, you have to watch it the way you feel you might get it. If you like Japanese, then watch it in Japanese just because it's going to be that original, unfelt, unadulterated, unfiltered thing. And if you want to see it in your native tongue, just be prepared that it's not, if you ever go to Japanese, it's not going to be the same. No. I can't really compare sub versus dub because, I mean, I can, but I can't. Because on the other side of the ball, it's like somebody doing Superman in Japanese. They just can't get it all the way. You know? Like when they did X-Men in Japanese, it was cool. It was awesome, but it wasn't my It wasn't, and I didn't get it. I didn't feel it. You know what I'm saying? I felt that when more pairs, Wolverine's like, fuck everything. I'm done with it.
And then he comes back to the base, it's like, Wolverine, come back, nigga, we left more. You know what I'm saying? We left more.
It was totally different. So if to me, I watch both just because I want to get both sides and I want to go delve into it more. But all in all, it depends on what kind of emotional level you want to take it to.
Yeah,
that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah,
that's
because,
for me. That's my.
Because at the end of the day, when it comes to sub versus dub, for me, the main reason why I really got into sub is because at the end of the day, it's a Japanese show surrounded by Japanese culture. Yeah. And at the end of the day, there's just some things you can't translate to America. You just can't. Like for instance, when they do the little word jokes, they block that out all the time in American dub because we don't have anything in the English to really inject there. You know what I'm saying? It's like I think in one episode of One Piece, Luffy made a joke about how pretty much the word Japanese for pretty much I think some food whatever is symbolic to the word cannon. So he's like thinking, oh, lunchtime, and everyone's like, no, nigga, we're on attack.
or when Frankie was like, hentai?
Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's just no way to really inject anything American into that. So if you really want to understand, you know what I'm saying, pretty much the real story surrounding the anime and get the full effect of it with, you know what I'm saying, the Japanese culture that they inject into it and the humor and things of that, then in my opinion, you should watch the sub. But if it's just, but if all you really care about pretty much is like it's pretty much the flashiness or just the bottom line, you know what I'm saying, giving to the end of the story, that kind of thing, then the American dub probably be fine for you.
Yeah. I mean, it really just depends. It depends on the situation, you know. Like me. What was a good one? For time's sake, I'll just go with Bleach. When spoiler alert, when Ichigo was about to get the final, you know, needed to go through what he had to go through with Zangetsu, Tensa, and the Hollow fused together, and he was in Japanese, saying it all Japanese style. Ichigo was like, "It doesn't hurt." It's like, it's not supposed to hurt. It's you. I'm you. I told you I didn't want to do this because fades away. In Japanese, man, I almost cried, yeah. I was like, yo, this is, even if I ain't read it.
Personally, me, yeah, I'm always gonna go for whatever the original was. That's what I'm gonna check out first. I'll look and see what other avenues it went, but I'm always a fan of whatever's original. Cause, you know, even though I said about Full Metal, the funeral, I mean, Dead Man Wonderland, that first episode where the whole massacre and he was talking to that lawyer, like that was still pretty heartfelt, even in Japanese. Yeah. So, but yeah, my first go-to, I can't recommend it to other people, but always original.
You need to watch fucking Outlaw Star.
So we gonna do that? Are we gonna do that
now?
Are we gonna do that? Are we just gonna battle each other? What we feel the other person should watch?
You need to watch.
We love Torrance.
We can do that next episode.
Battle each other with.
We can do that next episode. You can do that next episode. What we think we should. Final thoughts, Doug. Final thoughts. I can't even get your name right. I'm sorry. Final thoughts. Final thoughts, man. It's getting dark.
The dub and sub, basically it's gonna depend on what I get to first. Like Kenshin, my first experience with Kenshin was in English, and the English was so enthralling that I had no desire to go to Japanese. Because a lot of reasons why a lot of us even watch it in the Japanese version is because that's what's actually out. Because, you know, people have to wait for the English people in America to be like, oh, that show's kind of successful. We should bring that over here.
3 years too late.
Yeah. It's like on Wikipedia, and it's like original airtime 2006, US airtime 2012. I'm like, wow, 6 years.
Damn.
So people get, you know, they get wind of the new hotness, you know, and then they don't want to wait years until it might come to America. And then once it comes here, it might
actually be good.
Right. And then it comes here and it's like, oh, that's just you guys. But I definitely agree that you should, you know, try both if you have the opportunity. But for me, it's basically going to be whatever I feel. Like whatever gets me into the story. That's I don't have to have it in English. I don't have to have it in Japanese. Just whatever hits me here, that's what I'm going to watch.
So what do you want? Sub or dub? Let us know.
Sub or dub.
Yo, I got a question for the people. Tell us what you think is the hottest names to ever hit anime characters.
Ever.
Yeah. Ever. Yeah.
Ever?
Yeah, I went there.
Ever?
Yeah. I went there. Because it's been some swole names in the anime business. Some swole
Gold D.
names.
Rogers, one of them.
Yeah. You don't get much better than Gold D.
It does. But
Hohenheim of Light is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hohenheim. Oh, that's the Stampede. That's pretty nice right there. Whoopwood. Ooh. It's just one word. But it's one but two words at the same time. It's amazing.
Yep.
I was always a fan of the name Grimjaw for some reason.
Grimjaw Shaka.
Yeah. All of them had cool names, but
Yeah.
I really like that name.